All right, folks, Mark here again. So a buddy of mine asked me about this video I just put up called M.E.G, M-E-G, magnetoencephalograph. So we were just talking like maybe 5 or 10 minutes ago, and I guess he was challenging the concept. He listened to my video and he was challenging the concept. If that's true, why, like the question I guess is why you might have a goal and objective and you work hard towards it, and you haven't achieved the objective or whatever the case may be. Why is it that it doesn't, like, if these laws, these principles of truth, why things don't manifest faster or quicker, etc., etc. Here's the answer to that. Very sweet, very easy, very simple. Won't complicate it. Look, here's the reality, folks. This science that I'm discussing with you guys, it's unfortunately, companies like Walt Disney, unfortunately, cartoons like Aladdin, all these different, we've been programmed and conditioned as from children to adults to think that, you rub the genie in a bottle and it pops out. You get 3 wishes, 1, 2, 3. It doesn't work that way. That's not how the science works. Unfortunately, we're programmed by microwaves. Microwaves is a great invention, and then also it's a great invention, but it also conditions us to want to pop things out and pop things out, pop things in 2 or 3 minutes, it pops out. That's just not how the universe works. What I discussed in M.E.G, that video, is a science, and it's a very complex, very dense science, and a very powerful science. It always works, folks. But here's what you got to understand. It works both ways. It goes both ways. The world, the universe that we exist in, exists as a constant state of duality. What I mean by that is you have the yin, the yang, the good, the bad, positive, negative, up, down, left, right. For every directionality, everything in the universe, there's an alternative. Right, there's an alternative. Black, white, left, right. So we exist in a state of constant duality. So I say that to say, in regards to the video, in regards to M.E.G, it works in both directions. It goes in both directionalities. And here's what you got to understand. The goal that you have, the objective, must be maintained in your consciousness. It must always be maintained and cultivated in your consciousness before it can manifest in your physical reality. So, and also, because we exist in what's called, again, the universe exists as a duality, there's the negative forces as well. And those negative forces are always working against the positive forces. And the positive forces work against the negative forces, and the cycle continues. So you and I are somewhat in the middle. We're stuck in the middle of these negative and positive forces. And so you got to remember, when you're activating and when you're putting into practice the science of the M.E.G, which is your magnetic field, your electromagnetic field, magnetic field of your mindset. When you're putting that into use, you got to remember there's trillions and gazillions of other forces that are working against you. That's what people forget. People forget that there are forces that are constantly working against your forces. So if you don't maintain your force and keep your force active and cultivate it and prepare it and guard it, the negative forces will impede or completely stop your goal, your ambition, your drive. So this is why, in regards to my buddy who was asking me, well, why this, that, you got to understand that there is a dual force. There is a secondary force that's working against you at all times. If you study evolution, that force, they would call it natural selection or selective pressures. I don't want to go too deep into that, but even evolution shows you that there's a force in evolution that is constantly working against the progress, the progression, the survivability, the reproduction, the ability to produce offspring, always working against organisms in natural selection, and in evolutions is natural selection, selective pressure. These things are forces that works against you all the time. So we got to be mindful that there are forces out there that are working against us achieving our goals. So this is why, you don't just, you read about the M.E.G and you go, okay, I want this, and all of a sudden it pops up. No, that's Walt Disney World, folks. That's not how the real world works. And this science is heavy stuff, it's powerful stuff, and you have to be able to, you as the individual have to be able to harness the power and channel it in the direction that you want, because if not, like I said, it's always going to work against you. Again, second law of thermodynamics kind of sums it up when it says the universe I'm paraphrasing, the universe goes towards entropy. Entropy means disorder and chaos. That's the second law of thermodynamics. I guess I could have just said that. That would have made my video 2-3 seconds long, because that's really the answer right there. Second law of thermodynamics, the universe goes towards chaos. There's a natural order, there's a natural currency, there's a natural frequency, there's a natural flow of things to go towards disorder, chaos. Meaning, if you clean up your room right now, spick and span, and leave it for 1 month, 30 days, and no one ever goes in that room, it's naturally going to get untidy by itself. You might say, how? Well, maybe you made up the bed and you put all your clothes away. 30 days from now, that bed is going to have wrinkles in it. The sheet is naturally going to wrinkle. Your clothes will be put away, but guess what? There's going to be dust. Dust is going to naturally accumulate on your clothes. Dust is going to naturally accumulate on the dresser, on the furniture, right? That's the law of thermodynamics. Anything, even if you cleaned your room spick and span, and you cleaned it from top to bottom, Windex, Mr. Clean, Mr. Glow, whatever, you got that room looking immaculate. Leave it for 30, 60, 90 days and go back in there, it's naturally going to get untidy. And I don't mean like the whole room is going to be disastrous and chaotic, but I'm saying that glass table or that desk or that furniture that you cleaned and left shiny, it's going to have dust on it. That's the law of thermodynamics. Naturally, things become disorder. Naturally, things become chaotic. Naturally, things become dirty. So that law of thermodynamics is why naturally, if you're not working to maintain the entities, the energies, the frequencies, what we discussed in M.E.G, naturally, your goals are going to be hindered. Your goals are going to be stopped. Naturally, the universe is going to stop your goals. Naturally. Don't ask me why. That's just the way stuff is. All right? Till next time. Peace.